I have the pleasure of trying to be a little bit smarter with my next guest. That's right. I've got Phil Rogofsky, the executive director of Maryland STEM Festival, bringing the STEM Carnival to downtown Frederick on Carroll Creek the first Saturday in November. Welcome to Good Morning Frederick, Phil.
Thank you very much for having me, and it's exciting to talk about the festival.
Yeah. Okay. So, as I said before we started really recording, I have been in touch with you for years. You used to do a STEM parade
hmm
each year here in Frederick, but you hold events all throughout the state of Maryland. So, let's back up a little bit. How did you get involved with this and become the executive director? And then we'll talk specifically about the event in Frederick.
Well, it all began when my son and I went to the National Science and Engineering Festival in DC in 2010. It happened to be held on his birthday, and he actually came to me and said, "I'd really like to do this as part of my birthday." And I've always been a fan of STEM. I've been a big fan of the Apollo program, and Jacques Cousteau was one of my heroes. So I said, of course. And I've always sort of directed him into STEM activities. So we went down to the festival. It was on the mall in DC on the 23rd. It was a Saturday. And we had a great time. And so we talked about, well, why don't we try and do something on a much smaller scale at his school? He was going to Wild Lake Middle School in Columbia. And so we did something at his middle school. And there were a couple parents there from other schools who said they'd like to partner with me, like to expand it. So we turned it into the HOCO STEM Festival, which took place at Howard Community College for a number of years. And then I think it was 2014, I went back to the Science and Engineering Festival, and they had a roundtable on what they referred to as regional science festivals. And what that entails is festivals that take place in multiple locations and over multiple days. So it gives the maximum opportunity for people and the maximum opportunities for a number of people to attend these events. And um, at that meeting or that presentation, gentleman says, "Well, why doesn't Maryland have one of these festivals?" And I said, "Well, it's a great idea, but personally, I don't quite have the bandwidth. I was working for the federal government and running the HOCO Festival. And so I said, it's a great idea, but I just don't think I can do it." And then about a month later, I was at an event at the Community College of Baltimore County. It was called STEM Trek. And there were a lot of people there, and I connected with a couple of people, including Renee Cohen, who was working at the time for Senator Benjamin Cardin, and she liked the idea. And I talked to a woman who was involved with STEM for the Maryland State Department of Education, and we said, let's give it a try. Let's see if we can make it happen. And so we worked for over a year. We made connections. We planned. And in November of 2015, we had the first Maryland STEM. Yes, the first Maryland STEM Festival, and it consisted of, I don't know, over 100 events throughout Maryland. And that festival was only about 10 days, and we got a lot of support. Our biggest partners are the libraries, and from there, it just keep growing. And now it's a month-long event, and we're trying to provide opportunities for students and families throughout Maryland to learn about different areas of STEM and find out how much fun STEM is.
Yeah, look, I think it's amazing because you literally single-handedly, obviously you have people working with you, but you started with an idea that has just grown and grown, and we all know the benefits of STEM in our schools, in after school, in careers, and to get kids interested at a younger age and show them it can be fun and interesting and that it covers such a variety of things. It's just really amazing. I mean, you've impacted tens of thousands
Mhm,
of people over the years and
mhm,
young people who may have just been enlightened by, hey, maybe this could be something for me. So congratulations and thank you so much for all the work. I know how hard it is,
mhm,
not only just to plan one event, but to
mhm.
plan hundreds
Yeah.
or be a part of hundreds that are happening kind of all at the same time. That's pretty amazing.
Mhm,
um, and you're bringing it right to people's backyards, so you're meeting people where they are, which is awesome because sometimes I think if somebody doesn't know exactly what something is, they might not make the trip to go to it until they experience it and then they go, "Oh, that was really great. Let me find another one." So
mhm.
that's really phenomenal. So you guys are actually going to be on Carroll Creek for first
Mhm.
Saturday in November, which is November 1st.
Mhm.
Tell me a little bit about the structure of that day. I know you guys are at the Carroll Creek Amphitheater,
Mhm.
and tell me about how that works.
Okay. Well, the reason we chose calling it the STEM Festival is we want to make sure people understand, especially kids, that STEM is fun and it's interesting, and it's not this just dry topic you learn about in school. And so we decided to try, to expand upon that, and we try to run events in different areas. So we said, well, what is more fun than a carnival? So, as you said, we will be at the amphitheater at Carroll Creek on November 1st, and we'll have a wide range of things. Of course, we'll have a lot of STEM activities, but we will have, like we had last year, a juggler, a magician, face painting, a DJ. We had the Go Team's dogs. We're actually this year going to have a table hosted by a group of Ghostbuster cosplayers, and they'll be bringing a
Oh,
lot of
we were
cool.
having them at one of our movie nights for
Yep.
Ghostbusters coming up in November. That's awesome.
So they will be there. They'll have a table there, and they'll bring a lot of their paraphernalia. We usually have a few Star Wars characters there. Like I say, we'll have lots of STEM. We'll have video games. We'll have robotics. We'll have biotech. We'll have aviation. So we'll have a lot of different STEM activities for the families to come by and learn about, and a lot of fun. And we're really looking forward to the event.
That is so fun. All right. And your event, what time does it go from?
It starts from 1 p.m. and runs to 4, and it's running concurrently with the Frederick County Business Children Fair, which will be further down on Carroll Creek. So
Yeah.
people can go to both events and enjoy a whole day of community activities, STEM related, business related, and just have a great time. We had amazing weather last year. We put in order for good weather again
I
this
know.
year.
I hope so. Yeah, it was a
We'll
great
see.
day
We'll
last
see what
year.
happens, and we're just very
Yeah.
excited about it. We love being in Frederick. It's a wonderful place to be. The creek is amazing, and we just can't wait for the event.
That's phenomenal. Well, we're looking forward to helping you promote this. Not only Good Morning Frederick, but WFRE and WFMD are looking forward to helping support this with you. And again, it's free family entertainment. You can't beat free and fun and educational at the same time, which
Mhm.
is really a trifecta. So you're doing an amazing job. We're really happy to have you here in Frederick. And thank you so much again for all the hard work that you do to bring this to our community plus communities across the state. So we're looking forward to it November 1st, 1 until 4 p.m. And we'll see you out at the STEM Carnival at Carroll Creek. Thank you so much, Phil.
Thank you for having me, and I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to help get out the word on this event. We're looking for a great crowd, and as you said, it's going to be a fun, free, family-oriented activity.
Yeah, absolutely.